right, today we're going to go over how to fill out your research notes for your argument essay. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you are going to go to procon.org, spelled exactly like that, and choose a topic. There are a lot of topics on procon.org. You can choose any of them that you want. Do remember when you're choosing a topic to choose one that you can also consider the other side and look at the other side. So don't choose one that you feel so strongly about that you're not going to be able to look at both sides of the argument. So you can click on these links, for example, this one, and it has the pros and the cons of whether or not the government should regulate prescription drug prices. So you can see on both sides right here, a really good way to look at it at first and just see if this is something that interests you and maybe pick a side is just to read these big headings right here at the top that sum up each one of the pros and cons. So I'm going to give you guys a minute to choose a topic on procon.org. Okay, the next step, now that you've chosen a topic, I want you on your research notes packet. So probably, this is the front page of it, probably somewhere down here where it says any questions or comments. Let's just write your question right here. Oops. And what I mean by your question is every single procon.org article has a question. For some of them, it might be right here up at the top, should the U.S. government regulate prescription drug prices? Let's look at a couple more of them. Private prisons. So you can see this one does not have the question up at the top. This one has the question, should prisons be privatized, right above the pros and the cons. So on your article, find that question. So if I'm doing the prisons, should prisons be privatized? Oops, privatized. I'm going to write my question right there so that I remember what question I'm going to be answering in my essay. I'll give you guys a minute to do that. Press play when you're ready to keep going. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to be deciding on which side you agree with. So if I'm doing the prisons being privatized, like I said, I'm going to scroll through and I'm going to look at these headings at the top of each of the articles, and I'm going to decide whether I'm on the pro side or the con side. If I'm on the pro side, I would say prisons should be privatized. If I'm on the con side, I'm going to say prisons should not be privatized. Then let's talk about what your claim will look like. Okay, so your claim is where you are telling your reader how you feel about a certain topic or issue. Your claim should definitely be clearly worded, specific, and something that you can prove with evidence. If you can't prove it with evidence, then it's probably not a very good claim. That's why we're using these pro-con ones. All your research will be in one place. A claim is just a statement with two reasons. In a regular SREE, we're just writing a statement with one reason. In this one, we are writing a statement plus two reasons. Remember, a statement and a reason are just one sentence, so a statement and two reasons is also just going to be one sentence total. Here's an example of a claim. Our statement in this one is, animals should not be tested on. My first reason is because there are different ways to test products. My second reason, and because it is cruel and inhumane. Notice there's only one period in the sentence, and it's right here at the second reason. The statement and the first reason do not have periods. Let's look at some other examples. All right, which claim is better out of these two? I'm going to have you vote. Halloween would be more fun on a Saturday because more people would be home to give candy. Halloween should be moved to a Saturday because it's safer and more people would be home to give candy. Which claim is better? Hopefully you picked claim 2. Why is claim 2 better than claim 1? I say claim 2 is better because it has 2 reasons. This one just has one. It's a fine claim, but this one is better because it has the 2 reasons. Because it's safer and more people would be home to give candy. Okay, next one. Claim 1. Fighting should be banned in hockey because it'll lower injuries and help players set better examples for kids. Fighting should be banned in hockey because it'll cause less injuries and not as many players will get hurt. This is kind of a tricky one. They both have 2 reasons. Which claim is better? All right, hopefully you picked claim 1, and I'll tell you why. Claim 2, the 2 reasons are way too similar. So you can see it will cause less injuries and not as many players will get hurt. Those are the same reasons twice. I'm just repeating myself. So claim number 1 is better in this because it talks about less injuries and setting better examples for kids. Those are 2 distinct reasons. They are 2 distinct reasons why fighting in hockey should be banned, and they go together in that they match under fighting being banned in hockey. However, they're not so similar that it would be difficult to expand on both of them. Okay, this is our last one. Which one's better? Taylor Swift should lower the price of her concert tickets because many people can't afford them, and she doesn't need to make that big of a profit. Tickets to Taylor Swift's concert are really expensive. Some people think they shouldn't cost that much. Which claim is better? Hopefully, once again, you picked claim 1. Claim 1 is better because you can actually see what my position is on Taylor Swift and her concert tickets. In this one, it's just talking about how her tickets are expensive and that some people think they shouldn't cost that much. If this is your claim, I don't know what your position is. I don't know how you feel about the tickets and how much they cost and what Taylor Swift should do about it. This one is much more clear and takes a clear position. All right, so now let's write your claim. You will need the front page of your research packet, and you guys are going to write a statement and 2 reasons. Before you get started, remember your position on your topic should be very clear, your reasons should be different from each other, and your topic should be specific. If you're answering a question on procon.org like we should be, then you should be in good shape. Let me show you an example of what yours will look like. So if I'm doing the should prisons be privatized, my claim, right, I've got my statement. So my statement is prisons should be privatized. My first reason from the procon.org article is because it can help lower the prison population. And my second reason, also from the procon.org article, I'm going to say, and prisons can have more, prisons can have more resources to rehabilitate prisoners. Okay, so I'm going to just color code it for you really quick. My statement, I wanted to highlight it. My statement is going to be in pink, and then my first reason I'm going to put in blue, and my second reason I'm going to put in green. Okay, so now you can kind of see this is what your claim should look like, and notice it is just one sentence. It's very clear what my position on prisons being privatized is, and you can see why I think that. So go ahead and write your claim, and it should look pretty similar to this. Okay, you will be meeting with your language arts teacher to talk about your claim, so please make sure that your name is at the top of your research packet right now. All right, now that we're done with that first, writing our claim, that first page, that should be filled out now. Now you have all of your reasons. We're going to go back to procon.org, and we're going to start finding information and examples to support your reasons. So let me show you what that'll look like in your packet. Okay, this is page 2 of your packet, and notice it says body paragraph 1. So you're going to take each of your reasons from up here and you're going to turn them into body paragraphs. So this is my first reason, because it can help lower prison populations. So I'm going to take this down here and I'm going to write it in reason 1. This whole thing will actually be the first sentence in my first body paragraph. So you've already written a sentence in your body paragraph. So prisons should be privatized because it can help lower the prison population. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to take notes from procon.org on things that I learn from procon.org about lowering the prison population. So most of that information is going to be here. I'm going to go through, I'm going to find that information, and I'm just going to write my notes down for it right here. This is only information about lowering the prison populations should go on this page. Let me show you what you'll do on the next page. So I'm going to come back up here. This is my second reason. Prisons can have more resources to rehabilitate prisoners. And I'm going to put that right here. And then I'm also going to take the first part and put it right here. So prisons should be privatized because prisons can have more resources to rehabilitate prisoners. Also, I know this page says body paragraph 1 again. You can just cross that out and put body paragraph 2. It's just a typo. So now on this page, I'm only going to put reasons why prisons would be able to rehabilitate more prisoners, and I'm going to take notes on that. This is going to help us kind of keep our paragraphs straight and make sure we're not mixing them together. That's also why I said you should have 2 very different reasons, because if they're too similar, it's going to be hard to write 2 different paragraphs. Finally, the rebuttal. This is where you say the other side. So some people think that prisons should not be privatized because, I knew I spelled it wrong. So you're going to say the opposite of your claim, and then you're going to give me a reason why. So I might just choose this first one. Hang on. Let's do this last one. Some people think prisons should not be privatized because all prisons should be abolished, meaning we should get rid of all prisons. Because they think all prisons should be I'm trying to think of a synonym for abolished. Hang on. I'm going to say closed. Closed. And then I'm going to find evidence of why they're wrong. So remember, they are wrong because blah, blah, blah. And then I'm going to find evidence of why they're wrong and why all prisons shouldn't be closed. And that's what notes I'm going to take here. Okay, let me show you how to find your sources really quickly, because procon.org is kind of difficult to find sources. So when you are reading, there are going to be small little numbers. So this is an example from my prisons article. And notice there are small little numbers at the end of each paragraph or sometimes in the middle of the paragraphs. You're going to click on that number and it'll take you down to a list of all of the sources. You'll just match the number, so 15, 15, and notice there's no numbers before that, so I know that this whole thing is by Emily Widra. So this is going to be my author tag for this little bit of information if I wanted to use it. So coming back over here, I would say Emily, how does she spell Widra? Emily Widra. So that's my first source, and then I'm just going to kind of make a note of like what she gave. So those are statistics, right? So I'm going to make a kind of note to help myself remember what I would be citing Emily Widra for. Okay? All right, you guys have the rest of class to research. So, sorry, fill out your research notes for each one, each body paragraph and the rebuttal as best you can. The more research you have, the easier it will be to write your essay.